In house construction, the safe load M kilograms that can be supported by a beam with length X meters, thickness T centimeters, and height H centimeters is given by the formula M is equal to 4TH squared all over X. Calculate M when T is equal to 4.5, H is equal to 10, and X is equal to 3.6. And so what we're going to do is we have this equation and we want to figure out what is the value of M when T is equal to 4.5, H is equal to 10, and X is equal to 3.6. And let's substitute those values in. So in place of T, we put 4.5. In place of H, we put 10. And in place of X, we put 3.6. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to perform these calculations to figure out what is the value of M. And so we have 4 times 4.5 times 10 squared. And what that equals to, when we multiply them together, we get 1,800. And so we have 1,800 divided by 3.6. So we have that M is equal to 1,800 divided by 3.6. When we divide them, we get that M is equal to 500. So the value of M when T is equal to 4.5, H is equal to 10, and X is equal to 3.6, the value of M is 500. Next, we have to calculate the value of H when M is equal to 588, T is equal to 10, and X is equal to 4.8. And so here we have this formula. And so we know that M is 588. So we put that there. In place of T, we put 10. And in place of X, we put 4.8. But our goal is to determine the value of H. And so what we do here is we multiply 4 times 10, which gives us 40. And so we have 40 times H squared on the numerator, and on the denominator, we have 4.8. And remember, our goal is to solve for H squared. And so what we have to do here is we multiply both sides of this equation by 4.8 over 40. And the reason why we do that is because we want to get rid of the 40, and we want to get rid of the 4.8. And so in order to get rid of the 4.8, we use 4.8 on the top. And in order to get rid of the 40 on the top, we have to put 40 at the bottom. And so we have 4.8 over 40. And whatever we do to one side, we have to do it to the next side. And so now we cancel. So we have this cancel with that, and this cancel with that. And so we are left with simply H squared on this side, on the right-hand side. Now on the left-hand side, we still have 4.8 over 40 times 588. And the next thing we do is we multiply. So we say 4.8 times 588, and we get 2,822.4, and that's going to be divided by 40. Now, when we divide these two together, what do we get? Well, we get 70.56. So we have 70.56 is equal to 8 squared. Next, we take the square root of both sides, and then that gives us the opportunity to cancel this with this with this. So the square and the root cancel out each other. So we get that H is equal to the square root of 70.56. And the square root of 70.56 is 8.4. So that means that H is equal to 8.4. Now, here they want us to rearrange the formula to make T the subject. And so we have this formula right here, and our goal is to make T the subject. And so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by X over 4H squared. And the reason why we want to do that is because, well, we want to get rid of this X, right? And in order to get rid of this X, we have to, in order to get rid of this X at the bottom, we have to multiply it by an X on the top. And we want to get rid of the 4T. I'm sorry, we want to get rid of the 4 and the 8 squared because we just want T on the top. Again, we just want to get rid of the 4 and the 8 squared. We want to leave the T, so that's why we just multiply by 4H squared, but we put it at the bottom, all right? So what we're basically doing, in order for us to get rid of the 4H squared on top, we have to put 4H squared at the bottom, okay? Okay, so that gives us the opportunity to cancel. So what we have here is this 4 and 8 squared cancels out with what? This 4H squared, and then this X and this X cancels out each other. And so we are left with, on the right-hand side, we're just left with what? t. So we have t, and whatever we do to this side, we have to do to this side. So since we multiplied by x over 4/8 squared, we have to multiply by x over 4/8 squared. So we have x over 4/8 squared multiplied by m. And so what do we have? We have t is equal to x over 4/8 squared multiplied by m. And then we multiply x times m, and x times m is xm. And then we put that over 4/8 squared. So at the bottom we have 4/8 squared. So we have t is equal to xm all over 4/8 squared. And so we switch this equation. So we have t is equal to xm all over 4/8 squared. And this is the answer. So t is the subject of this formula.